We now write the standard equation of this equation, that is 4x squared plus 2y squared equals 8. First, I'm going to divide both sides by 8. So 4x squared plus 2y squared, this has to be divided by 8. And on the right side also, we divide by 8. And we can write this left side expression as 4x squared divided by 8 plus 2y squared divided by 8, and this equals 8 divided by 8 equals 1. Now this can be rewritten as I can cancel this 8 with the 4 as 2 times, and also this 8 with the 2 as 4 times. So therefore this can be written as x squared by 2 plus y squared by 4, and this equals 1. Also, in the next step, I'm going to write down the denominators as square of the numbers, that is x squared. This 2 can be written as square of root 2, and also this 4 can be written as square of 2. So it is 2 squared, and this equals 1. So we have this equation x squared by root 2 quantity squared plus y squared by 2 squared equal to 1. Now this is the standard form of an ellipse equation. That is, the standard form of an ellipse equation is x squared by a squared plus y squared by b squared, and this equal to 1. And in this case, a is greater than b. That is, the major axis is along the x-axis. There is another form of ellipse, that is x squared by b squared plus y squared by a squared, and this equals 1. And here a is greater than b, and here the major axis is along the y-axis. And so when we compare this equation with these two forms, we see that this equation, that is x squared by root 2 quantity squared plus y squared by 2 squared, this is in this form, because we see that a squared, that is 2, which is greater than b, that is root 2, is that is a is greater than b, and it is below the y squared. So therefore this is the standard form, and we can say that this equation represents the graph of an ellipse. Let's determine the a as well as b. So let me copy the equation. We have x squared by root 2 quantity squared plus y squared by 2 squared, and this equals 1. And we have determined that a equal to 2 and b equal to root 2. And this means this major axis is along the y-axis. You see that for this equation, major axis is along the y-axis, because this a equal to 2 is greater than b, that is root 2, and the minor axis is along the x-axis, because this root 2 is under the x. And so we can find the coordinates of the major axis as well as the coordinates of the minor axis, which are the vertices and the co-vertices. So first we write down that this equation basically represents an ellipse. We now write the vertices, and this equals, since the major axis is along the y-axis, we say that it is 0, 2, and also 0, minus 2. Now let's write the co-vertices using this b equal to root 2. So therefore the co-vertices is root 2, 0, root 2, it is negative root 2, 0. So these are the vertices and co-vertices. And using these vertices and co-vertices, we can graph the equation of the ellipse. That is, first let me draw the coordinate axis. Sorry about it. We had to plot this vertices, that is 0 comma 2, and this is 0 comma negative 2, and we have root 2 comma 0. This is basically approximately root 2. The approximate value of root 2 is 1.414. So I can put it somewhere here. This is root 2 comma 0, and then this one is negative root 2 comma 0, and then we join the vertices and the co-vertices by a smooth graph such that we get the graph of a ellipse. Okay, here I have drawn the graph of this equation, that is the ellipse, using the Desmos graphing tool, by plotting the endpoints of the major axis and the minor axis. So these are the vertices, and these are the co-vertices.